Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've put about a little bit over 5 hours into Ninja Gaiden 4. I have the last Ninja Gaiden that I played before this one was, I think, Ninja Gaiden 2 on the PlayStation 3. That is at least the one that I remember playing, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Ninja Gaiden 3 didn't really seem like it was going to be something that I was going to be into, so I didn't really try it. I actually remember also playing the zombie one. I played the zombie one for a little bit. I forget what the name of that one was. Was it Ninja Gaiden Z or something? But yeah, no, Yaiba. Ninja Gaiden Yaiba, I think, is the one that I played also. Yeah, I played a couple of Ninja Gaiden games in the past, so obviously I kind of know what I'm getting into, but this one was developed by Platinum Games. So, as you guys know, I like Platinum Games a lot, pretty much ever since I played Vanquish, Bayonetta. I really like those games, even if Platinum Games has been somewhat weird in some of their projects, like, for instance, Scalebound. That one never came out. I was super excited to play that thing. There was another one that was also a little bit weird, like their participation on Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So I don't know exactly how I feel about Platinum Games nowadays, but having played 5 hours of Ninja Gaiden 4, I can safely say the game feels really good to play. I went into it pretty much blind because I didn't really do any of the preview events or anything like that. I just, like, the day of release came out, I was like, I'm just going to go into Steam, buy it, play it, whatever, figure out if I enjoy it or not. Now, in terms of visuals, I think the game looks really good. It is not like the best looking game you've ever seen, but to be honest, what you want from a game like a Ninja Gaiden is you want as much frame rate as you possibly can, because the combat is going to be super tight, which it is. Combat is very tight. It is quite challenging, even on normal difficulty. We actually started playing the game on hard difficulty, and I had to bump it down when we got to the first boss, because the boss was just straight up like two-shotting me every move. There's almost no room for mistake in my execution on these action games. I'm not like the best player when it comes to Ninja Gaiden games, not even close to that, so we bumped it down to normal. And ever since then, I feel like the challenge has been fairly adequate. We die like once or twice to bosses, but it still feels good. It still feels like there's enough of a pushback. So in terms of challenge, I found it to be very satisfying. In terms of the combo gameplay, I think it is really good. There's a lot of depth to the combo system. The players that usually tend to go really hardcore into these games are going to find quite a few crazy things to do. I've only unlocked one additional weapon besides the first one. You start the game with dual katanas. Those are pretty fun to use. But then later down the line, you're going to be unlocking a little drill lance thing, and that was the moment where I was like, hells yeah, dude, like, this drill lance is the bee's knees. I absolutely adore this weapon. It is a ton of fun to play, and I haven't let go of it yet. You can swap weapons dynamically, and if we look at the UI, it looks like it's got room to have at least 4 weapons equipped at any given time. I'm not sure if that is going to be the case or not, because like I said, I've only unlocked 2 weapons so far. But you can definitely swap between weapons mid-combo, continue your combo if that's the type of stuff you like to do. Me personally, I like sticking with one weapon for as much as possible, because I like specializing kind of the same way that I just tend to play the gun lance and Monster Hunter. But obviously this is a different game, and depending on how stylish you want to get, swapping weapons is going to be something that you will want to master if you really want to play this at the maximum level of skill, at least in my opinion. In terms of traversal, overall movement of the character, the movement feels really smooth. It does not feel clunky at all, except for one thing that might be a me thing, but like climbing up walls always feels a little bit weird. Like, for some reason, I get to the top of the wall and my character always jumps back. Like, maybe I'm missing some input or something. But other than that, the way that the combat works feels very satisfying. You have like your normal stance that you can do for your weapon, and then on top of that, there's like this blood ninjutsu stance that you can do, which increases the damage of your attacks, and it's also used to guard break enemies. Then there's also a berserker gauge that you fill up, which works kind of like a Spartan rage. Your character becomes really powerful. On top of that, during that specific mode, the berserker rage type of deal, you're also going to be able to one-shot certain enemies. Obviously not bosses, but some tough enemies you can just straight up one-shot them. And I have done that in some occasions. Like I'll save the Berserker Rage for when the really big enemies show up, and then I'm just like, yep, now I'm just going to one-shot you, which feels very satisfying. But the animation work in the game, and like I said, the visuals, even though they're not going to blow your mind, I think the game looks really good. We had somebody in chat earlier saying that the game looks like a PlayStation 3 game, and I was like, sure, bub. Sure thing. Tell me you've never played a PlayStation 3 without telling me you've never played a PlayStation 3. You might be noticing some artifacting because I'm actually playing like footage from my stream that is still live right now on YouTube. So the quality here is not going to be top notch in this video, but in the actual gameplay of Ninja Gaiden 4, the game looks really, really good. And like I said, most importantly, it runs really, really well. I was running this at 4K on my 7900 XTX with all settings maxed out. Felt very, very solid. No real issues. I am using FSR because I'm squeezing frames above 60 because to me, frames, the more you can get, the better. But yeah, it seems like it was pretty well optimized, at least from what I can tell, but I haven't really seen everyone's opinions on it because as we know nowadays, whenever a new video game comes out, there's always like some hardware that is unable to run it properly, but overall it has been pretty fun. Now I've been told by people that like the game's supposed to last for like 20 hours and then it unlocks special modes for you to go do. I don't know exactly what the length of the game is going to be, but to be quite honest, when it comes to these type of action games, which people have come to refer as character action games, but I still prefer the name that Total Biscuit used to give these, which is Spectacle Fighters, because the whole thing is about the spectacle, you know, the visual spectacle and the style in which you're able to do things. That's the name that I personally prefer. But when it comes to these type of games, I usually don't expect them to last for like 50 hours unless you're really trying to master the whole thing and replay the story on the maximum difficulty and all of that jazz. If you're one of the really hardcore Ninja Gaiden fans, I think you're going to enjoy this because, like I said, hard difficulty does feel extremely hard. You will really have to master everything to the nth degree. There's a parry system, there's perfect dodges, there's perfect parry, there's even like perfect counters. So there's this thing where you can do a parry and then you can do a counter if you land that parry, or you can do a dodge and then you can do a counter if you land that dodge. But then there's an advanced version where you can do a perfect version of those counters and of those parry counters, those dodge counters, which requires even better timing. So like I said, if you're super hardcore into these in-depth combo systems and all of the different tools that you can definitely squeeze out of the game, I feel like it's going to take people quite a bit of time to master it. And like I said, in terms of traversal, it also feels solid, which is one of the things that I seem to remember sometimes in Ninja Gaiden traversal felt a little bit off when I played Ninja Gaiden 2 back on the PS3. And in this game, it feels solid with the exception of, like I said, you guys can actually see it there, running up walls for me. And this, like I said, might be a skill issue, but running up walls is weird. But like doing wall runs on the side, that feels great. Using the grappling hook feels great. Using the ninja glider, that feels great. All of that stuff feels phenomenal. My first impressions is it looks pretty solid. I like what I've played so far. I'm likely going to continue playing it here on the channel as well because it's just a fun game to play and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, these are just my initial impressions after having spent about 5 hours in the game, since I know usually people like to know how I feel about these games as I get started playing them. But yeah, I think it's solid. The price I think is at $70. That feels a bit steep maybe, I don't know, because I don't know exactly just how much content there is there, but assuming that these modes take you a significant amount of time, like if there's actual new things to do after you finish the game, I think it might be worth it, again, depending on how much of a fan you are of these types of games. Now, do keep in mind, this is challenging, so if you're new to Ninja Gaiden 4, don't go in like me, going like, oh yeah, let's go hard mode, yeah, you're gonna get your face bashed in. Okay. Or maybe you won't. Maybe it's skill issue. Who knows? But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to play more of it. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comment section because this is going to be a video in the channel as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.